Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayashu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshnaaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namaya Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatharini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Bhagavatam Canto 5 Chapter 5 Verse 8. पुंसस्त्रिया मिथुनी भावमेतं तयोर्मिथो हृदयग्रन्थे माहुः अतो गृहक्षेत्र सुताप्तवित्तैर्जनस्य मोहोऽयम् अहं ममेति. Attraction between male and female is the basic principle of material existence. On the basis of this misconception, which ties together the hearts of the male and the female, one becomes attracted to his body, home, property, children, relatives, and wealth. In this way, one increases life's illusions and thinks in terms of aham and mama, I and mine. Sex serves as the natural attraction between man and woman. And when they are married, their relationship becomes more involved. Due to the entangling relationship between man and woman, there is a sense of illusion whereby one thinks this man is my husband, this woman is my wife. This is called Hridaya Granthi, the hard knot in the heart. This knot is very difficult to undo, even though a man and woman separate either for the principles of Varnashrama or simply to get a divorce. For the principles of Varnashrama, what does this mean? Separate either for the principles of Varnashrama means what? Anybody?
During sannyas and vanaprastha.
Yeah, Vanaprastha Sannyas. And that is one. Also, even in Grihastha, there used to be separation. Actually, previously, there used to be separate quarters like for women. Man, even married, the husband and wife would not very, um, casually just mingle. So they normally used to be separate. So following principles of Varnashrama Dharma, because why? Because the whole idea of Varnashrama Dharma is to actually slowly, gradually cut this hard knot. In by way of following principles, rules, they used to cut that hard knot naturally. So, and also, of course, post grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa, etc. Right. So, either for principles of varnashrama or simply to get a divorce, uh, this knot is very difficult to undo. In any case, the man always thinks of the woman, and the woman always thinks of the man. Of course, this is a chaste marriage when this happens. Thus, a person becomes materially attached to family, property, and children, although all of these are temporary. The possessor unfortunately identifies with his property and wealth. Mm. Why property and wealth? We can just think about our attachment to our body, mm. Then home, property, etc. But we are so attached to our body itself that we can't. Actually, we hardly look at ourselves as the soul. Hardly. Even when we are practicing bhakti, we always, most of the times, we think of ourselves as the body. And then the natural attraction, home, property, children, relatives, wealth, all this. Unfortunately, identified. Sometimes even after renunciation, one becomes attached to a temple or to few things that constitute the property of a sannyasi. But such attachment is not as strong as family attachment. So there might be even attachment in other ashramas, but it's not as strong as family attachment. The strongest illusion. The attachment to the family is the strongest illusion. Hmm. Mohoyam, moha, janasya moha. The moha of the jana, the people, illusion of the people is aham and mama. Now we know this, isn't it? We know this, but why are we not able to give up this? Why are we not able to give up this? What is the reason?
I think the propensity to do sense gratification is very strong.
Yeah, propensity for sense gratification is strong. Then what else?
And similar propensity to do devotional service and um, be in Satoguna is not that strong. So,
Yeah, okay.
Aham Baba, that is it.
Huh?
Aham Baba.
No, but yeah, my question is why?
Okay.
Why are we not able to give up?
Because we don't want to.
Yes, very importantly. That is the answer. Because we don't want to. Hmm? We don't want to give up this. We want to remain in illusion. It's a choice we are making that we want to remain in the illusion. We want to remain in this. Actually, many times I see even devotees who have been in Krishna consciousness for a long time. When I say that one has to, or when we read from Prabhupada's books and we see, okay, one has to become detached from family. No, actually, it doesn't look like people actually take it seriously. It'll just be attributed to saying that, okay, no, it's like for not for everybody. So we want to actually remain in this illusion. We still have some hopes of getting some happiness from this family attachment. And so, yeah, we remain. We remain in the illusion. Of course, the illusion might not be as strong as it was when we came into Krishna consciousness, but the illusion is still there. And because we don't want to give up that illusion. What else is, how else can we actually overcome this illusion? And this illusion, um, actually, this illusion also extends to the way we interact with the society, isn't it? How is this illusion there even when we are interacting with society? Why society? Even devotees, we are in illusion. What kind of illusion are we in? What kind of illusion are we in? Hmm. Actually, when we are running few centers, we see the complication of this. The illusion continues into devotion also. We see devotees feel bad because of how other devotees act. Why is that? Can anybody help explain? Why do we feel bad by the way other devotees act or do things? Why do we feel bad?
Pra- Pranam Prabhuji. Prabhuji, it's
Pranam.
because we are on the bodily level. We still
Yes,
think we
we
are
are
the
on the bodily
body.
platform. We are on the bodily platform. We are thinking of aham and mama. We still think about ourselves as this person, that I am this person who is in this body. I don't think about it. Yeah, I'm this, and somebody is telling me something. Somebody is repeatedly telling me something. What is that? What are they saying? Okay, maybe sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. It's a different thing, right? But we become upset. It's just illusion. Actually, we've come into Krishna consciousness to overcome this illusion, and Many times I see devotees moving away from bhakti because of this illusion. But that's not the solution, isn't it? What is the solution? The solution is to actually remain in the association of devotees and do bhakti, and thereby try to give up this false illusion of aham and mama. But because devotees don't read Prabhupada's books, or so they don't understand this. So they think their thought process doesn't change for many years in Krishna consciousness. It is the same. It remains the same on the bodily platform. So this illusion actually is very, very strong. Illusion is very strong. So what is the way to get over this illusion? How can we get over this illusion? There are multiple ways, but what comes to our mind? How do we get over the illusion?
To understand that every uh, soul is basically having the same Paramatma in their heart, and another thing
A
from
soul is not having Paramatma in the heart.
yeah, I mean every
Jiva.
Jiva, they have the Paramatma. And also Dainyata, I think yesterday's class from um, His Grace Radhesham Prabhu, there also he mentioned that we should see everyone as at an equal level. And let's say if they tell something to basically improve on our side, we should not take that as that, oh, this person is envious of me. Rather, this,
But isn't that theoretical? Can we apply it?
yeah, it's in the beginning, it might be a little difficult, but yeah, we should practice it. I think we should.
Okay. Is there anything else?
More seva, more association, and
More
increasing
seva.
attachment to Krishna.
Okay, more seva. More seva. What is the next thing?
More seva, and another one was attachment to Krishna and association of devotees.
Okay, what is this? What is the association of devotees? I'm saying the problem is actually happening because of association of devotees. So what should I do?
Maybe we can do respect, more glorification of devotee.
But I'm just upset that somebody is not talking to me nicely, treating me nicely. What should I do? I'm stuck in the illusion, right? Which is why I encourage devotees to be in the association of other devotees, because then all this will come out. All these are just anarthas in us. They're just anarthas. They're not required. They're not required because they're just preventing us from achieving Krishna, from moving towards Krishna.
Yeah,
And this
maybe
actually
then.
this problem happens more for people who have more false ego. So those of us who have more false ego, we will have more of these problems. Those who don't have false ego, they don't actually they for them it's not a problem. It's a non-problem. It doesn't in their life this problem doesn't exist because they're just very humble. This dainyata is some people are by nature humble. They just say it's okay. I'm learning from everybody. But for many, it is not that. They're not in that state. So what are the solutions which are practical?
Yeah, one solution which I applied in my life, Prabhuji, that we should open our heart to at least one person to whom
Okay.
we feel confident, uh,
Okay.
and then let him know that what is our internal state of mind or heart.
Okay.
Let the I mean, it's like a surrender to that person. At least one person we should surrender, if not
Okay.
it's possible
Okay.
to surrender to everyone, and
No,
then
no, we should
open
not
our heart.
surrender to everyone. That's another danger. Okay, yeah. Yeah, surrender to
Yeah.
one person and
Yeah,
open our
and
heart.
then
Okay,
open
yes.
our heart, and then maybe let that devotee examine like a
Mm,
doctor that,
yeah.
oh, is it better, or is it okay, or is it not okay, and then
Okay, yeah.
follow what that person says.
Okay, yes. Good. Okay. Yes. What else? What else should we do to come out of this illusion? Okay. So two, three things come to my mind. Yeah. Anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Prabhuji, quality Shravanam, like hearing
Quality
again and
Shravanam.
again.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So 2-3 things come to my mind. First is first and foremost, right? First of all, recognition that I have a problem. That I have a problem. For us, it's very easy to point fingers at somebody and saying that they have a problem, isn't it? So the first thing actually is for us to first recognize, identify our own problem, that I am in false ego. If I am feeling hurt, that means I have a problem, isn't it? Others might have a problem. It's a different thing. But I have a problem is more important. It should be more important for me than the fact that there is a problem in others. But we seem to be more interested in that there is a problem in others more than thinking that I have a problem. As in, there is a problem in me. The problem in me is I'm attached. I have a false ego. This is the first step. First step is to actually recognize that, saying that, okay, I have a problem in me, which I need to fix. First step. Second step is, yesterday I was hearing one lecture which I'll share on the group. If you have BVK's app, Bhakti Vikas Swami app, you can hear this lecture. Very, very. Actually, it's a letter written by Srila Prabhupada. So Maharaj is reading this letter and actually answering. Prabhupada has written this letter in an answer to some devotee who had some problems. And in that answer, the solution was actually quality chanting, constant quality chanting, all the time, as much as possible, chanting Hare Krishna. Um, that's the second thing. The third thing, which is very, very important, which is what Prabhu said, a slight variation of that, is to surrender to, we should have a spiritual authority in our life. Unfortunately, devotees don't seem to understand this. There has to be, so yesterday I was explaining this in 2-3 places last couple of days. First is that, like I've described, right? First is we hear from Srila Prabhupada, we read Srila Prabhupada's books for a couple of years till we are fixed in the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. After that, we start to hear from potential gurus, 2-3 of them maximum, to decide who is going to be our next second Siksha Guru, not next, second Siksha Guru, which means that we will start hearing from one senior Vaishnava disciple of Srila Prabhupada, whom I will decide to surrender my life. Basically, so that Shiksha Guru will going forward become my Diksha Guru. After that, the next step is to possibly identify a disciple of that Diksha Guru who can actually become my local authority. This is the process. And that local authority becomes actually our Shiksha Guru for all practical purposes. While Guru also remains as Shiksha Guru in addition to being Diksha Guru, and Prabhupada continues to remain as Shiksha Guru for all times. But the local authority whom we identify as qualified, not just blindly qualified, should become our spiritual authority. And that spiritual authority should actually, we should surrender to that spiritual authority. Like Prabhu said, open up our heart, saying that, okay, I am facing this kind of problem. What should I do? And then simply try to follow whatever they are saying, with the understanding that they have more experience. They've experienced these things before, and they're telling me something that is good for me. Now, if you don't have faith in that person, don't accept that person, because if you accept some person just like that, and if you're not ready to follow, then that also becomes Guru Ravagya. Right? But if we don't have a spiritual authority, we cannot make progress. And unfortunately, devotees don't seem to want to have spiritual authority because they want to retain their independence and free will to do whatever they want. Unfortunately, that's not going to help us. And we remain in illusion. And understand, this illusion is not just husband-wife illusion. Yeah, husband, wife, children, home, property, that is there. But it also extends to dealing with devotees. And the whole idea why we expect devotees to be in the association of other devotees is actually to destroy this false ego. But unfortunately, I see that devotees actually hold up their false ego and spoil relations with devotees, and thereby their own bhakti, which is very, very unfortunate. And the whole problem is, because they don't have any authority in their lives, spiritual authority, they don't discuss with anybody. So it becomes like peer conversations. Peer conversations don't help. You know, in Krishna consciousness, peer conversation was like between the talk between Arjuna and Krishna before Arjuna surrendered to Krishna. So Arjuna says, saying, no, 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 so far I've just been having friendly conversation. That's of no use. So these friendly conversations or peer conversations don't help us overcome our anarthas. Because we are also always in argument mood, or I am right, you are wrong mood, which is not going to help us, which is absolutely not going to help us. Right? So we should understand, yes, till we become mature in Krishna consciousness, since we have a problem of false ego, we are experiencing the pain. Okay, it's not that, it may not be that the other person is not at mistake. Other person might be in mistake also, but still, I don't have to get too affected by this. If I'm too affected by this, just means that I am stuck in aham and mama, which is just illusion that I am this body. Because whatever is being said is to the body. Nobody even is having any conversation with the Atma, right? We don't even see the Atma in the other person. We're only seeing that person and the actions happening out of that body, and we are reacting. So important this principle is. Otherwise, actually, it's very unfortunate, but I see so many devotees just moving away or becoming, pulling themselves back, not committing themselves to bhakti. Because of reason is that, oh, I can't interact, I can't deal with these devotees. But we have to understand, if we can't deal with devotees, then we can't go to Krishna, because Krishna Loka is full of devotees. Even in Krishna Loka, there is competition. There seems to be externally envy between devotees trying to serve Krishna. So even there is misunderstanding. Everything is there, but it's all transcendental. So we have to understand that we can't run away from devotee association. Running away from devotee, there's nothing like doing bhakti alone. There's no concept like that. It just doesn't work. And I see devotees who are having challenges with devotee relations. Instead of trying to sort it out within themselves, as in themselves, not within, meaning that I have a problem, I need to fix myself. They tend to leave devotee association, stop talking to devotees, and all this is not going to help. It's going to worsen the problem, which is to remain bound in this material world. Because if we think, no, 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 I can just become a devotee by just being alone, not possible. It's just not possible. Right? Because otherwise our acharyas wouldn't have given A, B, C, D. First one is A, is association. So we have to be in the association with devotees. Only then we can give up false ego. And we have to give up false ego. This false ego is the aham mama. So please note, if you are having challenges dealing with devotees, you have a problem. And it doesn't give right to other devotees to just create problems for other devotees. Meaning, I'll create problem for others, and then I'll think, oh, anyway, see, that person is experiencing problem because that person has a problem. No, I have no right to create problems for others. If I'm creating problems for others, knowingly or unknowingly, it doesn't matter. Please understand this. The devotee community interacting, being in the association of Vaishnava community is very, very risky, very, very, it's like double-edged sword. We have to be very, very careful, because we end up doing Vaishnava aparad by disrespecting others, by giving trouble to others, knowingly or unknowingly. Again, I'm saying this, knowingly or unknowingly, it doesn't matter. We have to be conscious enough to understand if my actions are causing problems for somebody. We have to be conscious. And if we are not conscious and we end up, hurting somebody who is more surrendered than me, then I'm in real trouble. Because Krishna is going to be very upset. So please be conscious about these things. And this is all possible only if we read Prabhupada's books constantly. Otherwise, I don't even know the importance of Vaishnava association. I don't even know how to deal with devotees. I don't know any of this. And I think I continue to deal with devotees the way I was dealing with material people. And I look at them, I treat them, as just as any other ordinary person on the street. It's not going to help us. In fact, it's going to create more problems for us. So we better, for our own welfare, be humble. Be humble and understand that Tena vina trinam vina chalati. Krishna wants me to be in this position. For what reason? For my purification. Meaning, he wants me to give up this false ego. Hence, he has let me remain in this association of devotees from where I seem to be getting some trouble. I seem to be getting pained. But devotees continue to deal on the material platform and results in misunderstanding and all this, unnecessary stuff which spoils our bhakti. So, and I keep telling all devotees in all our centers saying that if you have some problem like that, please come to me. And then devotees give me reason saying that Prabhu, it was a very small problem. I didn't think I should bring it up to you. Now it has become a big problem. Now what will you do? So better bring it to a spiritual authority when it is a small problem. And then make sure that it gets sorted out. And what is the process of sorting out? Not that I have to win. Oh, no, I took this problem to this person, this devotee who was authority there, but he was not favorable to what I said. He was not hearing what I said. Okay, not hearing, I can understand it's not correct. But not favorable to what I said, no. If I am wrong, why should he be favorable to me? He should be learned enough to tell from Shastra who is right, who is wrong, and what needs to be done in the situation. He should have a spiritual outlook, not a material outlook. And then he will then give the right direction, right guidance. But the bottom line is we have to understand that we are the problem. We are the problem because we have false ego. And this one, if it doesn't enter our, if you're not serious about this, we don't take this seriously, then we'll always find problems in others. Always. And it never ends. Eventually, then we'll find problem in Guru. Then we'll find problem in Krishna. So better we understand that I am the problem. And then become humble. See, the beauty of Krishna consciousness is generally on the material platform, people think this is a platform of low self-esteem. No, we should have high self-respect. No, but that's not in Krishna consciousness. In Krishna consciousness, we have to be in this low self-respect, which is only humility, which is Trinadapi Sunichena. Amanina Manadena. Even if somebody doesn't respect us, we have to give them respect. Very, 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 very important to come out of this illusion. Otherwise, we are not making any progress. In the Satya Samhita, it is stated Brahmadya Yagna Valkadya Muchante Stri Sahayinaha Bodhyante Kechanaitesham Vishesham Cha Vido Viduhu. Sometimes it is found among exalted personalities like Brahman that the wife and children are not a cause of bondage. On the contrary, the wife actually helps further spiritual life and liberation. Nonetheless, most people are bound by the knots of material relationship. Consequently, they forget their relationship with Krishna. Actually, one more point to make. I've also seen problems when devotees build very thick relations with other devotees, but on the material platform, which means two devotees become very dear to each other, or they, and one thing, please don't bring material relations into spiritual life. Meaning, don't try to make somebody your father, mother, brother. All this is sentimental, material life, bringing it to spiritual life. And what does it cause? It results in a material relationship, material approach to that person. And then what is the result of all material relations? Pain. suffering, unhappiness. Don't be materially attached to devotees. One devotee sent me a message saying that, Prabhu, what if we are attached to devotees? I said it is good, but you should be attached on the spiritual platform. So can somebody explain what is this being attached to devotees on the spiritual platform and what is being attached to devotees on the material platform? What is the difference?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu. So material, attachment on the material platform means, you are associating with him only for sense gratification. Yeah, you, in the name of devotee association, and if you together are engaging in like more or less sense gratification activities or, whatever, related to that, I think that is, relationship at the material level. But if you get together for spiritual nourishment, to discuss more, I mean, you have that verse, right? Tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So if you're not involved in that activity of, discussing about Krishna or improving your spiritual situation, I think that's what I think is
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Indeed.
attachment.
Yeah. Yeah. Sumantra Mataji. You have
Hare
a hand.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
I had a question.
Yes.
Prabhu, like,
Question.
yeah,
Mataji, question. Can we just come? Can we just
yeah,
finish?
okay, yeah,
Please?
sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Thank
like,
you.
it was just pertaining to what we are talking. Like,
Okay.
yeah. Or you could answer it at the end. Prabhu, like, you say you shouldn't get attached, but even in the temple, even among devotees, we have like-minded devotees. We have groupism. They don't,
Yeah.
like they don't get along. They don't want you around. How do you
Yeah.
how do you take this?
Yeah. Which is what I'm trying to understand based on the answer to this question. Yeah. Anybody else wants to
Yeah,
explain? Yeah.
I think Prabhuji that what the meaning of making material relationships with devotees means that we are influenced by their externals. Like, for example, the way they speak. Sometimes some devotees are more, you can say, more hilarious or humorous. Some devotees are little serious. But actually, we think that, oh, my nature is humorous and this devotee is humorous, so we connect. And if there is a
Okay.
serious person who is little sober and less hilarious, then we think that, oh, this devotee doesn't like me, and then I should not associate with me. So rather than taking the external qualities of basically whether it is favorable or not favorable as per our nature, we should understand what is the philosophy that person is following, how
Okay.
much devotion they have in their heart for Guru, Krishna, and devotees, and that should be the basis of associating. So that
Okay.
is maybe
Okay.
my
Nice. So
understanding.
yeah. So what Prabhu is saying is that whatever that relationships that we build with people actually is more aligned. Vinod Prabhu said more we are together engaging in sense gratification. That is one. Second is it's my nature and their nature match. Now, what is this nature? This nature itself is material. So we match material natures, and we think that okay, we are like-minded, and so yeah, we will hang around, right? Or we will I develop this relationship with this devotee, which is material. Okay, Vamshi Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I think in the same lines, basically in material platform, we tend to have that bias with the people because of the like-mindedness. And in the spiritual platform, if we see everything as same and equal, uh, so that bias can come down.
Okay. Okay. What is a spiritual relationship actually? So Prabhu slightly touched upon that. How should the relationship actually be? Whom should we actually build those relationships with?
I think you mentioned in previous classes also, Prabhu, you should always try to build relationship with someone who is more advanced, right, in the spiritual path.
Yeah.
That way, you have someone to look up to, and then.
Yeah. So see, we have to understand that there are three kinds of devotees. There are devotees who are less advanced than us, devotees who are similarly advanced to us, which we can call as peers, and then there are those who are more advanced than us. Ideally, this peer relationship should results ends up in this material mindset, right? When we just look at each other on material platform and build this kind of fatherly or like father figure for me, or this person is like very nice friend of me and this and that and all that, which has no spiritual basis. It has no spiritual basis. It has nothing to do with their devotion. It is simply to do with some, maybe we had some gap in our in this material world in terms of relations, and we found that relationship here. And that's the worst reason to build a relationship with devotee. The only reason we have to build relation with devotees is to actually learn from them. We are learning at every moment. We should always consider that everybody around me is more experienced, more advanced than me. And then I'm trying to learn from everybody. What am I trying to learn? I'm trying to learn humility. I'm trying to learn how to nicely serve Guru and Krishna. I'm trying to understand Krishna conscious philosophy. This is the meaning of association. Association doesn't mean that, okay, Hare Krishna, and then, like whatever, laugh together, play together, whatever, jump together in Kirtan. But then what happens if they in these material relationships is when there is a little misunderstanding, something comes up, and it does come up all the time. All the time there's something or the other coming up. What happens? We continue to look at that person on the material platform. What is spiritual relationship? Spiritual relationship is seeing that, oh, all of them are devotees. What about me? I am very Kanishta. I am not so qualified. They're all very highly qualified than me, which means they're better devotees. So I have to learn from them. I have to take guidance from them. I have to improve my bhakti. This is the mood in which we have to enter into association. Then those relationships will not become material. Then we won't feel bad. This thing about feeling bad, I felt bad that that person is saying like this, that person did like this. Please understand, if there are some difficulties in your life, bhakti life, the reason is our own false ego. And if it is not our false ego, and assume that we have not done any mistake, we're not according to us, and maybe it's true, maybe even from a shastric perspective, we have not done any mistake, and somebody is actually doing mistakes, then what should be our mood? If we are not doing anything wrong, other devotees seem to be doing something wrong to us, what should be our mood?
Forgiveness, Prabhu.
Yeah, I
Srinath
mean, we should just,
Abhishek Sarvapati
yeah, I mean, one is that, and then we should just feel saying that, oh, maybe that devotee is not able to understand what is right, what is wrong. What should I do in that case? Should I go and
I
advise
mean,
to the devotee?
no, Prabhu. I think we
No.
should accept as our karma. I mean,
Okay.
sometimes sufferings come to us, right? Even though we
Yeah.
don't want, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Unwanted things come up, but we just have to accept it. Otherwise, what else we're gonna do?
Yeah. So two things we can do. One is we accept it as our karma phala. The second is if something that is happening is detrimental to the other devotee's spiritual progress, we should feel compassionate about that devotee and go to their authority. This is very, very important. Don't try to take situations in your hand. Unfortunately, devotees think that they're qualified to actually advise everybody. We are just used to this advising business. We just think free advice. We're just ready to give free advice to people. Low. No, we are not entitled. In a community of devotees, we are not entitled to give advice to others. We don't have the right. We don't have the authority. Only the spiritual authorities have to give advice, and we can go to their spiritual authority and tell them, saying that, see, I'm observing something like this, I'm not very sure, I'm just wanted to bring it to your notice because you are their spiritual authority. Simple. Oh, end of story. Right? And if still something is going on even after it has come to the notice of spiritual authority, then like, yeah, Vinod Prabhu is saying, you should just understand, saying that, okay, Krishna just wants me to suffer, go through this situation so that it's going to purify me more. But don't make and relations on the spiritual platform are happy. And they're happy relations. They're very strong relations. Unlike what normally people think, saying that material relations are happy and strong, we think, but it's the contrary. It's opposite. Spiritual relations are strong, happy and strong. And like Sumantra Mataji was asking, what happens if there is groupism? Low class. These are low class stuff. This is not for a devotee who wants to achieve perfection in one life. No, we can decide whether do I also want to become part of this low class dealings, non-Vaishnava dealings? Then I can choose to do that. Right? I better be away from such people. This is not the right kind of association that I want. I don't want association of devotees who are engaging in prajalpa, Vaishnava parad, not having proper spiritual outlook, not having authorities, not surrendering to authorities, doing their own whatever they want, whimsical stuff. We better be away from such devotees. And if we are somebody in position, authority, we have to fix these. We cannot oversee them. We cannot just say that it's okay, they'll figure it out. No, they can't figure it out because they are already on the material platform. They need somebody else who's on the spiritual platform to come and pull them out. And if they're not ready to get pulled, then it's their misfortune. Like I said, then we should feel compassionate towards them. But it doesn't mean that we let them continue to affect other people, especially for leaders. It's very, 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 very important. Right. So it's the most important verse actually, we have to really we are fortunate. We are so fortunate. We are not seeing that. We are so fortunate that we have come into Krishna consciousness. So fortunate. After so many lifetimes, we got this opportunity to serve Krishna in the association of his devotees. And we should not spoil it. We should not become the reason to kill our own bhakti. Very, very important to note. Yeah, Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I just wanted to add one more thing. So you mentioned very important 3 steps, right, to lower down the ego. One is to have pure chanting, and then other 2 things you told.
The other 2 things, just for everybody's, this one is, first is to understand that I have a problem and that I want to find a solution. Second is to chant purely and hear. Third is actually to have a spiritual authority.
Yeah. So one more point which my counselor, His Grace Sanatan Goswami Prabhu, he answered. He said that we should voluntarily take menial services. He asked me to take a service of cleaning toilets 2 years back, but I was not ready yet. I mean, my consciousness was not that I was not able to appreciate that. I felt like, oh, why should I do that? So he said, if you do the menial service of like sweeping the temple, or let's say cleaning the toilets, then actually you can also get a quality of getting along with lot of devotees. Because automatically that ego reduces. So
good point.
Just wanted to add.
Yeah. So one more thing, like Prabhu very, openly, without any inhibitions, he just shared that, we should not use this word counselor. If you are considering somebody as Shiksha Guru, please call them Shiksha Guru. If they are not Shiksha Guru, then that relationship really doesn't have much meaning. And if the Shiksha Guru actually tells something, we have to be ready to follow. It doesn't matter. They know that we are not at that platform, but still they are giving advice, which means that that is the only solution for us. Right. So please don't get into this situation of where you are taking, you considered somebody as your Shiksha Guru, and then you don't take their word seriously, because that becomes Guru Ravagya, and that will prevent us from making progress in bhakti. Okay, that apart. Yeah. So taking up million services, especially if we have false ego, yeah, that's a very, very good approach. Very good solution. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Great. Just remember one thing, that we don't want to become part of the problem. At least, some sections of ISKCON should remain pure, if not all sections of ISKCON. And those pure devotees, their dealings can actually help others also to come to the pure platform. If everybody is remaining on the material platform, then this doesn't remain a spiritual institution, right? It becomes mundane. So at least those who are seriously wanting to hear from Srila Prabhupada, learn from his instructions, follow his instructions, we should remain on the pure platform. We shouldn't we should not come down to the material platform dealing with other devotees. Okay, so please reflect on this. I would strongly urge everybody to actually hear this class again, because this is actually my experience dealing with devotees, and I can see that there are lots of problems. Problems are going to be there till we actually make significant progress in Krishna consciousness. We will always see problems in devotees. But our outlook has to change. If our outlook doesn't change, we are not making progress. We will not make progress. And this is the most, my Guru Maharaj once said, saying that in any community, specifically he was referring to farm community, but he said in any community, the community fails because of people, not because of anything else. For example, in a farm community, it's not that the community failed because they couldn't produce rice or something on the field. He said that naturally that Mother Earth will take care. You just have to know some basics, and yeah, growing crops and all is not big deal. The problem comes when devotees stay together. And I was thinking actually it's the same thing for any devotee community, whether it is farm or non-farm. The same thing is that we can't be with other devotees because of our false ego. So we have to prevent this, because it's not going to help us make progress. Okay, we'll stop here. Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva cha Patiranam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai, Samveta Gaurav ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare
And
Krishna.
in case whatever I've said hurt somebody, please take it in the right spirit, because my intention was just to help all of us make progress.